Giving you a bit of time to think of your questions. You can ask anything you want. Joe will find you with the mic. Anything. Except for, what is your PIN number? You can't ask that. They won't answer. I'm telling you now.
What? Really?
No, you can't ask that.
Okay,
you won't answer any question.
Okay, so, hands up. Who's got the first question? In fact, I hate hands up. We're not at school, not till next week. I'm going to use Bash's principle from next door in Flying Seagulls. Let's not use any hands. Let's stand up and go, "Oi, Joe, me!" If you've got a question, go. Wow. No questions. Okay, good. I've got a question. Eddie, what is the best pair of trousers that you have ever worn?
Oh my God.
Not the ones last weekend.
Actually, I saw the comments, but it was actually maybe David Coulthard's bits that were more visible than my bits, because maybe he carries a bigger punch, I'm not sure.
Maybe
anyway, sorry, kids, but we'll talk...
For anyone that didn't see last weekend's show, Eddie and I ended up wearing the same pair of trousers. A pair of white jeans.
We got dressed together, if you really must know.
Well, one of us...
Anyway, I'm talking about trousers. There's very few people here, not even him, who are my age. And when I was 14, I had these flared tartan trousers. It was a time of that band from Scotland.
The Bay City Rollers.
The Bay City Rollers, my God, I thought all of that lot was fantastic. I thought I was the coolest 14, 15-year-old that ever walked this earth. Do you understand that? Yes. I still do. No, actually, that's not true. But actually, I thought they were the coolest pair of trousers. Now, where's she gone? Joe, that was a silly question you asked me, because I could talk about trousers and the lengths of trousers and inside legs for a very long time, because mine actually don't go that far.
Keep the microphone, because before we go out into the audience, the one thing that you told me to do, you sort of like a red rag to a bull. You should know this by now. The one thing that he asked me not to do was ask this lovely lady over here, Louise, not to ask him a question. So I'm going to do that.
Oh, Louise. Because there is a very... No, I'm not going to talk about that story. Louise, ladies and gentlemen, for 5 years, she made me behave at Jordan Grand Prix. She was the most wonderful press officer you could ever hope to fit. She was absolutely amazing. She went on to do far better things with Cars and ITV and various other programs. Louise Goodman, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so I've got I have a two-part question for you, EJ. I'm being kind.
That's 2 questions, not 1.
Okay, but it's what I do for a living, I ask questions. First question, who's the naughtiest Formula 1 driver you ever worked with? And second question, who did you rob the most money from?
I'd like to say Bernie, because I did have his pants down several times. But I think he's had me back at least the same number of occasions. So it's probably about 50-50. But I've robbed a couple of American bankers, because everyone wants to kick in the poor bankers at the moment. But let me tell you, I have spanked them very seriously, ladies and gentlemen. I have spanked them. And my kids are making a very good job of spending most of it. But anyway, yes, we mustn't ridicule the bankers, because there is a need and a good job for them, and that is to provide money for race teams like us. And he wouldn't have got out of South Africa had it not been for the backing of several people, including his own family. The second, or the first question, whichever it was, look, you want me to talk about the person you're in love with. I know you've snogged him. I know you've had a little fling with him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the next lover of Eddie Irvine we're talking to here. Now, you didn't know that, did you? Did you know that?
You can't see Louise is going, no way!
Well, it was another driver that you probably don't know called Tommy Byrne, who was just the most naturally talented driver I've ever come across, but had no application whatsoever for the business. So please remember one thing in life, folks, and particularly kids. Talent is not always just enough. There are other applications that have to be built and building blocks. But if you want to be a motor racing driver like he was and a world champion, first, the natural thing is to have the natural talent which you're given. but then you have to build on it, and then that's speed. And when you've got the talent and you've got the speed, there are lots of other things that you have to hang on to it to make sure you can get yourself the chance for yourself, your family, your kids, your future, and to become a world champion. So it's not an easy task. Talent is not enough. You have to make sure you use that talent to its best effect. So I would say Eddie Irvine is the maddest because he just was, and I don't need to tell you why, because if you spent an hour with him, you'd definitely know.
I think, Eddie, you've got a second career there for motivational speaking. Right, hands up. If you want to put your hands up, put your hands up. If you want to shout Joe and got a question, you can do either of them. Joe. Okay, you there. Although I did hear a Joe over there. Are you super famous? Is that why you're wearing your sunglasses and stuff? Yeah, she said yeah. Okay, stand up. What's your name?
Grace.
Grace, who's your question for, and what is your question?
Suzi, do you prefer for Formula One or the motorbikes?
Today is the British Grand Prix for motorbikes in Silverstone.
Today is the British Grand Prix for MotoGP. The truth of it is, what is your name?
Grace.
Grace, the truth is that I love racing. Whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, it makes me squeal at the television. It makes my heart beat. It makes me so excited to watch overtaking, whether it's a biker
steady, Susie, steady,
or a
steady.
driver.
It's a kiddie's program.
Back off, EJ, back off. So I really don't mind which racing I'm watching, whether it's MotoGP, World Superbike, touring cars, or Formula One, as long as it's an exciting race. That's what I really, really love. So I'm passionate about both sports. But that's a really good question. Thank you, Grace.
Great question. Okay, who's next? That lady over there waving. Don't know why I choose the one that's so far away. I feel like Challenge Annika. Okay, right, here we go. Bring across. Where are you? There you go. Stand up. What's your name and who's your question for?
My name's Lynn, and my question is for everybody, because I'm greedy. What advice would you give your 15-year-old self?
Oh, that is a great question. Jody, do you want to start?
Is this about racing or other things?
Just life.
I don't think I'd give him any advice if it was other things. 15-year-old son. I'm not sure they listen to anything.
No, your 15-year-old self. Yourself, if you could go back to yourself when you were 15.
I can't do that. I've got to go forward.
I can't remember that.
Show off.
I can't remember that.
That was the best answer so far of the day, I think. Do you want to go first?
I'll do my motivational speech. I was educated in most of the schools in my hometown. I used to do motivational speeches, and then I said I learned to be very efficient at school. Why learn and fail when I could fail without learning? Nobody laughed, and I never got another motivational speech again. Anyway,
At 15, I had so many things in my head. Obviously, girls in a way, but it was a bit of football, it was a bit of golf, it was a bit of motor racing, it was everything. I was just fascinated and I wanted to learn. So what I would say, if I was me coming again, I would try to do the same. Have an open book. Because at 15, unless you're absolutely totally focused, and I will make an analogy in a second, I think it's very important to have a rounded, good childhood. And don't get me wrong, I'm not bitching here, but I look at Lewis Hamilton and I look at Jos Verstappen, or Max Verstappen, and I think, wow, what dedication, what control, what brilliance, amazing. But I also think about my grandkids, which are here, and I also think that life is better if you have a full education, whether it's, I'm not talking about schooling, I'm talking about everything. If you focus everything too young in one particular category, I am concerned how your longevity of the lifetime and the span of life and the opportunities it unfolds. Don't get me wrong, I just want children to be children until they're ready to become adults. That's what I would like.
Well, Lynn, I think 15 is one of the most confusing ages that you ever go through. I think you've got the whole world at your feet and you don't know which way to turn, and I certainly felt like that. If I could go back to when I was 15, I would say to myself, be true to yourself and believe in yourself, but also it's okay to fail, but have a go at everything. As soon as someone opens a door, stick your foot in it and go in and see what's in there and have a go. And it doesn't matter if you're rubbish at it. It doesn't matter if you fail. You've had a go, and it's the only way in life to find out what you like and what you don't like. So that's what I would say to myself. Just have a go at everything.
How many boyfriends had you got at 15?
I don't think that was the question.
But we'd like to know the answer, wouldn't we, lads? Right? Jody, how many young ladies in South Africa had you tormented to death when you were 15?
None. I was too shy.
Do we believe him? Not a chance.
Okay, so I have got Sam here. Sam for
Eddie. Which Formula One driver is the best musician?
Well, I think Damon is probably, and he lives not very far from here, and it's a surprise. We really should have him here, don't we think, ladies and gentlemen? Damon Hill. A couple of nice little stories about Damon Hill. He and I have played together in a couple of different situations. He plays the guitar, he tries hard, just like I do with the musicians. It's not our natural life, and we never make a fortune doing that. There's 4 people in my band, and I play the drums the least well of the whole lot of them, and so that'll tell you what it is. It's a bit like what George Harrison first said to Ringo Starr when he was asked on a programme. They said, is Ringo Starr the best drummer in the world? And he said, actually, when he was looking at John Lennon, he said, John, I'm not sure. Is he the best drummer in the Beatles? No, he's not. But that's the little story beside the issue. But anyway, I think it's Damon Hill, and an amazingly nice guy, a world champion, and deservedly so. And his claim to fame, of course, is that, no, it's actually my claim to fame. He won his first ever Grand Prix for Jordan in Spa, 1998, and I shall never forget it. He was a legend and a gentleman, as was his father before him, a double world champion, and Jody probably was in between the two lots. But, you know, the great thing and fascinating thing about Damon Hill and his dad, they never quite ever got the recognition that I thought they should have. You know, 5 times winner at Monaco, his dad, Graham Hill, and that was something special, probably will never get beaten. So, yeah, best musician in a roundabout way, Damon Hill.
great game.